Inviting God in is going to change everything. What do I mean? I want to share a quick story with you. I was acting CFO for a company overseeing the finances for one of the organizations I was working with. And I've shared this story before, but it's worth sharing again. And this particular merchant account that was overseeing our processing of our finances ended up holding up a majority of our month's income for this company. And of course, as we're growing and things are accelerating, to have a whole month's worth of revenue we get held up by a merchant account is really troublesome. It's cash restriction. It is hard to be able to do anything. And so I'm on the phone with them trying to figure it out. I'm talking to every supervisor I can do. I'm trying to figure out what's the problem, where did things go wrong, why are they doing this? And in the midst of this phone call, it goes on for about 2 hours. By the way, I know how to talk to people. I know how to convince people things. I know how to get around and try to explain things so we can be able to get to the results that we want. But we were just going through it over and over. And they're like, sorry, we're not going to be able to release it. Sorry, we're not going to be able to release it. You need to show 6 months of proof that you've been receiving this amount of income. And I'm like, listen, we're growing a company. It's every month is increasing. And it was just kind of crazy. I'm sitting on the call, frustrated that I'm not getting the results that I want. Don't know if you've been there before, but I'm frustrated that I'm not getting the results that I want. And I'm on hold again. And I feel this prompting and this prick in my spirit. I felt like the Holy Spirit said, why don't you invite me into this? I'm like, I had no faith at all for this. But I felt like the Lord said, I want you to invite me into it. So I said, okay, Holy Spirit, I invite you into it. Do whatever you can do. I didn't have much faith at all, but go ahead and try it. Well, I get on the call with another representative of a department I've already talked to twice. And as I'm on with the supervisor, I explained the problem that's going on, what happened, why we should get our money back. And she goes, could you just hold on for a couple minutes? Sure, normal process. Get done with, wait for a few minutes. She gets back on the phone. She goes, Tim, I am so sorry. We made the mistake. This is error on our part. I don't know how we didn't see this before, but we checked the box and we shouldn't have been withholding this from you. Can we give you half of the money today and then the other half in 3 business days? I'm in shock. I'm like, God, what the heck just happened? And as I stepped away from that call, I realized the Lord said, Tim, you try to do so many things in your own strength, but you don't stop and invite me into it. I want to be a part of what you're doing. That lesson has been so significant for me for so many different situations, from parenting to my marriage, to business transactions, to conversations I'm having, even with marketing and strategy. It's chaotic or there's just confusion. I'm just like, Holy Spirit, I invite you. What are you doing right here? And as I step in and invite the Lord into those situations, peace comes, clarity comes. Sometimes I don't get the answer, but I know I get clarity to say just to put things on hold. And so I just want to invite you to encourage you to invite Him. You invite Him into it, it changes everything.